Hey, welcome to another edition of forgot the graphic Modern Day Thrive. Hey, I'm your host Dean Baker, as well as in the seat across from me here, George Weber. How you doing, George?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. It's been an interesting week.
I bet.
I
can't wait to hear.
First of all, big news. The clocks were set. What?
Yeah.
Fall backwards, right?
Yes.
So that means we lost an hour of sleep. I didn't really notice it though.
Yeah, I always lose an
Didn't
hour
even
of sleep.
know it till the next day when my car showed an hour off, and then my phone,
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So anyway, big change. We're in fall weather. Temperatures dropping. Rain is here still as always, and
It's nice out actually.
Yeah. It is. It's been like the highs in the 70s.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Like that's just for Florida. Hey folks, if you're not in Florida, this is the time of year when we just kind of love it. This is t-shirt weather and just we're not sweating, just walking outside. And
it's cold in the morning for me, but it's
60s. Well, you're on the motorcycle in the morning, so
4 or 7 o'clock still.
So yeah.
It's not terrible though, but
Absolutely. Do we still have the phone number in here?
I don't know.
There it is. Call us live. I'm going to drop this in. So, we, wow. Yeah. We're dropping everything in there. Thank you for that. If you're a fan of our show, please like, follow, and share this podcast. We are here to, talk business, small business, crypto, side hustles, work smart,
money,
not hard, talk money, talk a way to survive debt.
Yes.
To outsmart debt. That's probably a good concept.
I was about to say that's probably
outsmarting debt. You've never said that before.
No, I have not.
That's a great concept. Outsmarting your debt.
I think that's technically what I'm doing.
Which means you're outsmarting the finance companies that have got decades of experience against you.
Oh yeah, that's their job.
It's a stacked deck. They are the casino. They are the house. The house always wins.
Yeah.
But you've got ways, to outsmart.
Sure.
It's kind of like having that when you're playing blackjack. I got a system.
Yeah.
But it really is. And so do they, but you actually have a seat at the table, and you can actually call, start calling the shots. So that's part about what we talk about, for most, we bring George and I bring from two different vantage points of from starting a business to figuring out how to manage and outsmart your debt and, all the things in between. Funny thing is I've been running my own business for 30 years, where you've been working for other people for 30 years.
Sure.
But you've been managing and outsmarting debt for many years, and I'm only just figuring that out now this past year. So it's funny how we're kind of turning tables.
That's true.
That we're bringing different perspectives. So I'm learning about outsmarting debt while you're just kind of building another business, which is really kind of interesting. And that's what we do here. You know, we're trying new things. We're exploring new, you know,
nothing's not on the table anymore.
Yes, right.
Nothing. And it shouldn't be.
Yeah. From you know, what to do with your crypto, whether you're mining crypto or you just kind of dancing around and playing with it. And that's been an interesting week there alone. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Sure.
You're starting a business. I'm looking at some other fabrications of my business. I'm doing some things. Change is great.
It can be.
And yes, like, follow, and share. But also, if you're catching on with us and you want to call us, we do have the live phone number in. So anybody wants to chat and comment and, you know, put it in the chats. We're watching those. But also, you know, if you want to call us live, or if you want to put in the chats, I'll send you a link. You can come in with a camera right on StreamYard and, you know, have at us. You know, we love to talk about your business, maybe give you some perspective on, you know, on what we do. And
outside perspective is always good.
Yeah. So anyways, let's get started. What was first on the list? How's your house coming, by the way?
Oh,
you all right, just an update.
Make it short and quick.
Just an update. You had done a bunch of things, new roof on the house,
got a roof, AC.
You had to do that because of insurance.
Yes,
because you lost your insurance company
after 15 years in Florida,
or something. Yeah,
nobody probably would have covered me anyway.
Right.
Even my current insurance probably wouldn't have.
Right.
But they went belly up.
Okay.
So I had no, you know, it was kind of one of those deals.
What insurance company was that?
Oh,
know?
God,
nobody ever knows who their insurance company
now.
is. Right.
Yeah, I can't even. Yes, that was a challenge.
Right.
So I had to get a new roof anyway.
Okay.
So I kind of went through an all-in-one deal. So I'm getting roof, AC, pool pump, blown-in insulation, and solar.
Man, that's a massive undertaking.
It is massive, but the cost of
and that's after you just redid your kitchen, like 7-8 months ago, 9 months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
When I did mine, and so you went back you dipped back into the pool.
I did,
you know, with contractors and
But my utility bill is easily most of the year $400 plus.
Yeah,
my bill for all of that is less than $400.
Yeah.
So it's really a good wash.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Okay,
because I can control the payback on that. You know,
wonder what the property value is going to bump up.
I don't know
after you've done that.
I do not know
if there is such a thing as increased property value from that kind of modification.
It's supposed to. I just don't know how it happens.
And you still haven't talked about a power grid.
Well, no, because so they have a tentative date of the 23rd for the install, right. Which I've been, just finally got.
Right.
But I'm still waiting for HOA to prove it.
No, I understand you're going to put the solar panels up, but I was talking about a battery system. Anything
I don't think
like
I'm going to do that.
I
really don't.
Tesla wall.
No, I don't think so. They're expensive.
Yeah. Funny thing is, every time I see one of those ads on, pops up on Facebook or Google or whatnot, and it says, "Oh, this whole new high tech," and they call it, a solar system, but the only thing they show is a picture of the Tesla wall.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not a solar grid. That is that is battery storage.
Yeah.
That is part of it, but that's not what you're talking about. You're not talking, you want solar panels. Yeah.
Until you can utilize it to run off of, to supplement during the day.
Right.
Instead of it just being a backup to keep you up and running while there's no power,
right?
It doesn't make sense for me.
Right.
I just lose the power in that scenario, and if it's daylight, I have some power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they did the roof. They did the AC. They blew in all the extra insulation and all that. Pool pump. Sure.
Actually, my utility bill went down in the 200s. for 1 month. This month is back up to 322, but that's still not bad for me.
Yeah. Well, I figured the air conditioning and the insulation, I think it's probably just as much the AC unit.
Yeah.
The compressor, when it gets old and it struggles more, it's going to burn a lot more energy.
Well, remember,
and it's also going to keep your house even colder.
I had a bad part in the brand new unit that came in, and it was running. And it was cool in the house, but it wasn't efficient. So that got replaced at the same time the blown insulation was getting done. So between a combination of the two, I mean, the numbers are definitely looking better.
So the last thing on the list is the solar.
And I would be glad if that actually gets done
by the end of the year.
But it should be by the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
Now the question is, once they do the install, I think there's a time frame after where they do a hookup.
Okay.
So they don't hook it up, or I guess they have to get the power company out at the same time. Yeah.
Because they have to tie it in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but no, I'm looking forward to that.
I would want a battery system though. I would just love to be able to,
maybe later
collect and keep some of that power that the power company isn't just kind of selling off. I want to keep some of it. Just enough to get through.
They have units that do that. They really do.
Yeah.
But right now that's not on the that's not on the chart. So
well, so yeah, I'm sure you'll be happy when that thing gets finally done. We don't even want to talk about contractors. And communication from contract. We don't know. We don't want to get into that.
They did it to me again.
I know. Let's just not even go there. They, maybe they're the life of a contractor. Maybe it's a difficult life, maybe we just don't know. And you know what? Maybe there should be a contractor day, like today's Veterans Day.
Yes, it is.
Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans out there. And we thank you all for your service to this country. And so maybe there needs to be a contractor day.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're not voting for that anytime soon.
I don't know what they're going to get.
Because they're just the unsung heroes of the building world, contractors. So anyway, we say that in jest because if anyone's had any massive amount of work done at their house,
can be frustrating.
Dealing with a contractor can be a very, very, very difficult time.
Well, not just one.
Let's just call it that.
4 different ones.
Let's call it that. And you've had 2 projects.
I've had 2 projects,
this year that you've dipped back in.
And neither one of them were smooth.
I couldn't imagine. I haven't had to deal with contractors, but I can just imagine somewhere along the lines of having to deal with my cell phone company.
Yeah.
To change my plan.
Mm-hmm.
I can almost, I feel that stress just talking about it, and my heart rate's going up just talking about having to deal with
your teeth.
Yes. So Anyway, so that's moving forward.
Yeah.
You're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I am.
That's good.
I only have one thing left. So solar.
Uh-huh.
Which is what I need for all the other stuff I'm doing.
Right.
That takes all that cost off me, and I'm ready to add some more.
Absolutely. So anyway, what was on the list? What's next on the list? Did you want to talk about?
You want to share your video real quick?
Okay,
I think that's a good one to get into.
All right. So we started talking about building a business, starting from scratch. Let's just say you have an idea. We're not going to tell you what kind of business you're going to build.
Could be anything.
It's just too much out there. There's an alphabet full of business ideas that you can pick from. So whatever that happens to be, you need to make some decisions. We've talked about whether you sole proprietor or you LLC or do something like that. And again, we're dabbling in that. We've talked about that in the previous weeks on this show. But now I'm kind of thinking, and this is something I've been experiencing this past month, is the location.
Sure.
Where do you want your business to be? Is it just going to be in your house? Most side hustles start in your home.
Sure.
Take a home office, great. Whatever you're doing, a lot of times you can do it in your home.
Sure.
But what happens when things get a little bit more public?
You get bigger.
You get bigger. Maybe you have to meet clients. Or maybe you're selling product and you want to get into retail. I can easily talk about Let's see. All right, so let's talk about the retail, and I'm going to jump ahead to I found a website recently.
Mm-hmm.
When you're looking for space, whether it's retail or warehouse or just office space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I found a space. It's very similar to Zillow for homes.
Okay.
And I found it, and it was really kind of neat. It's very familiar. So I'm going to jump over to that now, and you can go ahead and share it. Are you seeing it? Are we there?
We are there.
So I started out because I've been looking for an improved location for my business. And of course, you just can't drive around. I come from that school of get in the car, drive around, write down numbers, and take pictures with my phone. But then I go, there's got to be a better way, So I stumbled on this site. And I go, okay, this is interesting. So I go in, I type in, let's do it, Orlando, Florida. Let's go ahead and kick in Orlando, Florida. And let's see what happens. Okay, this is very Zillow friendly.
Wow.
Okay, so right now,
got some spaces available.
You think?
Wow.
And all right, so that's actually for sale.
Okay.
All right, I'm not buying.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to buy, but let's just change it to lease. And then of course there's all types of things: space use, office, co-working. Let's go with retail. Let's just kind of go with retail, and let's see what happens. And of course everything changes. And of course you can zoom in, you hover, and you can pick. Now you go on the right side, and again, if you've ever been on Zillow or, so here's hey, this place looks familiar. East Colonial. I've seen that place before. So I could click on it and go, retail space, tells me how much square footage, shows some pictures here, there, everywhere. Lily's Bridal Outlet. Looks like Lily went out of business or moved.
I'm guessing.
So her place is now available, and it tells you a lot of history. The rental rate, $20 a square foot, 1,200 square feet. It's a little pricey. It's a little pricey, and it gives you some ideas about the location. You can obviously go through, and I gotta tell you, when I started looking at space and I was driving around and I came here, I go, not only did I see every space I wrote down when I was driving around, I got all my questions answered. I know how much square footage, how much price per square foot I was looking for. I already knew the space. That's why I said Lily's Bridal. I know where the store is. I've driven by it 100 times. It pops out like that. So yeah, I kind of, and then of course, hey, I can even take a look inside, and if they do it right, well. And then there's also, look at that, contact information. So nice. This is when you're looking for space. I got to tell you, I don't get paid to promote LoopNet, but props to them. They seem to have really done a number, and it looks like you can also set a minimum maximum for your rental prices.
Which will narrow it down for you.
Looking to do a restaurant. I've had people tell me in the restaurant business that's the last thing on the planet anybody should invest in is a restaurant, which is why the only restaurants that really hang around are the ones that they're backed by huge corporations that do open up 100 store,
it's like cookie cutter. Yeah. Everything's done the same in every restaurant. All the equipment's the same.
So now look at that. These are restaurants, just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 restaurants that are actually available if you really wanted to open up your own restaurant. Lee Road. Okay. I know Lee Road. Let's open up Lee Road. You're still seeing all this, right?
Yeah.
So I know exactly where this is. And yeah.
I'm trying to picture where.
Oh, and this is actually for sale. Sam Sneed's Oak Grill and Tavern. It's right down on where a 17, you know where the Cheesecake Factory is?
Yeah.
Okay, where that plaza is.
Okay.
It's like right on the corner from Lee Road and
I got you.
Right across the street from there. They want $775,000 for 6,000 square foot building.
Wow.
You know, that's not bad when you think about it, because, you know, if you bought a house, if you bought a 6,000 square foot house, what would that cost you?
I don't even know. A lot.
That'd be $1 million. That'd be $1 million. This is a nice location. You know, 7,000 square feet for $700,000. That's actually a steal. You know, I'm not sure if the in the grand scheme of
that's
things,
not your only cost. You got to reno it. You got to get, you know.
Oh yeah, you buy it.
You're probably $1 million by the time you're out the door.
And they're asking $126 a square foot.
Ooh.
But that's purchase, not rental.
Okay.
If it was rental, see, I didn't mark that down when I put for sale. How about for lease? See, that's what I like about this. Now, a lot of places for lease.
Yeah.
You know, anything I'm familiar with. Oh, these aren't. All right, we're off the whole.
You ended up off
restaurant. Grid. I'm off restaurant. So likely it's I go back here. For lease, space use. Let's click back on restaurant and see what kind of. All right, not a lot, but you know, and of course these are the ones that happen to be listed.
Yes.
So there's probably a lot more. So
there could be some that have recently gone down that just aren't there yet, or they probably going through
North Pine Hills Road, Rosemont Village Shops. I know kind of probate know or where something. That is. What's this? Independence Lane. Okay, so the idea, the concept is you can, from the comfort of your own home office, you can look for a lot of interesting things, and you know, but that's one thing. You know, I did something recently in the last week, and I'm really excited about it. And here's a video that I'm going to play.
I'll switch it back for a minute.
Are you still on screen share?
I'm waiting.
You can leave us up.
Okay. Yeah, we're
all right. So
there we go.
Here we go. Hi, this is Dean with Modern Day Thrive. Okay. I'm excited to show you one of my new office workspaces here in downtown Orlando. Now, I've always wanted a downtown office space. The problem was that it was just too expensive. Well, things have changed. There's a new concept in city office spaces, and they're called virtual offices or e-spaces. So I want to give you a quick tour. Let's take a look. I'm not scratching my butt there,
right.
So this place is called Serendipity Labs.
Okay.
And it's e-space. I apologize for the fuzziness, but we had some camera issues today. So it's right next to the City Hall. It's the 3rd floor. In fact, through that glass, you see City Hall right there.
So the people I see in here, are they other people that just have access to the space?
I pay for very little bit of money access to this space.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't get my own office. I could pay for that. So come in and sit down. You've got cash chairs, kind of living room access, and of course now you start walking down the halls, and these are like private offices and other workspaces that you can have. This could be your office. Everything's got a view, so you're seeing downtown Orlando, the skyline, the city, and now these are desks you can rent. Those desks, those open out in the open desks, I could actually rent that desk. That would be my desk, 24/7. Now this little area here, these are private rooms. You could go in, take a nap, meditate. You could take a phone call. You could do, and I can use these private little rooms to whatever, just for a quiet space. And let's bounce out of that. Let me hop out. I'm gonna go back and just leave me up.
Okay.
Leave me up because I'm gonna go to where is it? Did I not load them up? Venture X co-working. Nope, that's the old one. All right, this is Serendipity Labs. Are you still with us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is their video, and of course they probably, bigger budget, did it close, but they own the entire floor of a building. And I guess it's a little virtual tour. This is so this is the let's take that full screen. This will be fun. And of course, here is a conference room that I can actually book. I have to pay for that. You just don't get the conference room, but I could, but it's very affordable.
They have projector and all that stuff.
They have televisions, not projectors, but they have a big TV. Looks like that seats about 25 people.
Yeah, about that.
And I can use that. I can invite 25 people up, and there's complimentary coffee, so people can come up, have a coffee. There's filtered water if you want to come up and whatnot. So this is the big area right here. And then as you go pick a hallway to go down, come on. This will be in. I wonder if it's going to let me in, because this office right here, are they going to let me to look? No. So they do have like workspaces here, which is like an office, couple of desks, couple of chairs, and I can rent that office for like $30 a day or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily need my own space. I'm not an office guy. I'm a guy who sits and edits and shoots video and whatnot. But on occasion, I need to meet a client, or maybe I have a client sit with me in workspace. Now, like I said in the video, I've always wanted an office downtown. Are we still up on the corner of the screen, or are you just okay?
Yes.
So I've always wanted to have space downtown. It's just before these places, became available. And we're talking in the last
too much cost,
maybe 3-4 years.
Yeah,
it was incredibly expensive here. And let me do. All right. So there's kind of a peek at one of the meeting rooms.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a little 4-person meeting room. Oh, look at that. It let me go right inside. That is too cool. So I can rent that and have a meeting for, looks like 5 people. And of course I pay for that.
Yeah.
But it's, you pay, it's a la carte. You pay as you go. So
gotcha.
You don't have to have a 5,000 square foot office center with cubicles and people. You can even do this here at a fraction of the price.
Sure, yeah.
So say you're in a call center. So you work in a call center, and you've got a floor with 800 people in cubicles, and you kind of know about this. So, imagine if you just kind of like, after the pandemic or during the pandemic, you downsize, close that floor, and you go, I only have like 10 people that I need to park in an office.
Yeah.
Why not give them something like this? The other thing about it is, now there is a difference between
cheaper than $1 million a year
between an e-space, an e-space and a virtual office. A virtual office is basically this is a station for the receptionist. So there's this person that sits here all day long answering phones. You can actually, for as little as like $100 a month, you can have a virtual office, which means this person will answer your phone for you.
Nice.
When she answers the phone, she'll
do whatever you ask her to do.
She could even forward the phone live to your cell phone. So you could be still in bed, and your receptionist will forward a call to you. And there are other services too. If you had some notes, you needed them to type them out in a letter form, whatever, you can actually pay them to do that as well.
Oh, wow.
So imagine if you don't need a full-time receptionist. Here you get one.
Nice.
And you can do that as a virtual office. I didn't do that. As well as you can have that as a public address.
Oh, yeah.
So when your mail goes out, it can go out, return address that building. And it's kind of impressive to have a downtown Orlando up in the high rise kind of address, which until then you might have been difficult. So I think it was more interesting down this hallway. So they have temporary spaces you can get in and use. Looks like somebody's
like a storeroom.
Looks like a storeroom. And of course, yeah. So I mean, there's just all kinds of different things that you might need. You know, without going in. And on top of that, they're not going to make you. So this is a task space, looks like 2 or 3 desks. And you get in and looks like HT Medical and boom, I'm going to go down to this hallway. They take up the entire floor. Funny thing is in that building, that one floor up, there's another company that does the same thing. And, okay. So here are these little private rooms that I can use just to
chill,
take a phone call, chill, meditate, take a nap, all that stuff up. And let me hop down here to the end of the hallway. And these again are more of you can rent that desk.
Okay.
And it might only be like $200, $250 a month, something like that. Yeah, if you can rent that desk 24/7. You have access to that desk. That's your desk.
What do they do? Put like a
locking cabinet so you can keep things in it. You just don't likely keep things up. You know, you see here, someone's got this desk. They got 2 monitors, you know, on top because some people like to work off of a dual monitor system. But yeah, you've got locking, you know. And of course, there's more, you know, office space around.
I see name tags on them now. How do you know it's yours? How do you know it's taken?
I think the fact that you know you don't, but you can't take anything unless you pay for it.
Gotcha.
They assign you a desk, and that's a monthly thing, commitment, that kind of thing.
Cool.
But I got to tell you, it's pretty impressive to walk around.
Looks clean too.
I'm gonna bounce out of this one and show a different space. First, it wasn't the first one that I've noticed. In fact, this other company called Venture X should be there, right?
Yep.
Are we there? So, all right, that's just a search. So let's boom. I guess I will let you know my location. Oh, the other thing is some of these companies, much like Serendipity Labs that I belong to, they have locations all over the country.
Nice.
And if you buy at one location, you get to use the other ones.
So you get like if you're ID traveling card or something.
I have an ID card and I can go in, kind of like having a membership at the one of the big gyms. You know, that you can go anywhere in the country. They have that gym. You can just go and use it. So that's very similar concept here.
Nice.
So Venture X, they've got multiple spaces in Florida. Some that we're looking at have spaces in the UK.
Oh, wow.
So if you're traveling to Europe, you can actually do business there and have access to an office.
Which a lot of people do.
And looks like Venture X is just growing from the south and going north. So it doesn't look like they have a whole lot of, but to get a good look at one of them, let's just kind of show you downtown Orlando. It's really impressive. They have podcasting rooms.
Oh, nice.
All set up and equipped. So you can just walk in, set up microphones and everything you need. And it looks kind of cool. Let's get into the location here. They're happy to give you a tour. Kind of very similar to what, you know, this is the first floor too. So if you see the street level, you see vehicles.
Okay.
And this is like 2 blocks away from the place that I'm using.
Okay.
You know, not much different, right?
No.
It's, you know, glass doors, glass offices.
It looks clean too.
Meeting space, very clean. Somebody else cleans it. You don't have to pay to clean it. You don't get a cleaning fee at the end of the.
Nice.
Or maybe you do if you have your own private office. They come in and
clean,
whatever.
It may be included in the price they get you.
Right. So all these things are just kind of a big part of what your dollars get you.
Yeah, nice.
And you know, some are more expensive. Some, you know, are there's the dedicated desk. There's the shared desk. Shared desk is what I get at the other location. Shared desk means pick one that's available and at open, and you sit and you work. And you're going to be in a group situation. There could be somebody doing their project, two 2 feet away from you, and that's fine for me.
So we're actually thinking about maybe trying to do a remote location at one of these next week. Maybe
that's what I'm planning on.
So maybe we'll have some better views.
Right. So, it's just a neat space. Meeting rooms, community areas where you can do what you want to do. Let's see. I wanted to show you the podcasting room. It was looking pretty cool, but locations, membership, virtual meeting rooms, private office, dedicated, shared. Not seeing it. I know they have it. I just view more. Give me more. Come on now. Yeah, it's all the same shots over again. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna bounce out of that one, bounce out of that. We're gonna show more. I'm gonna try and get a video walkthrough of one of these spaces, and maybe talk to some people. And of course, my commitment with Serendipity was only month to month.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
And they have a yearly that's cheaper if you wanted to go that
They
route?
do offer discounts for longer term commitments, 6 months or a year, but they're very flexible, and that's the key word here. Flexible. This is something that you just it is very new to people.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Remember the day there used to be internet cafes?
Oh yeah.
Okay, internet cafes. They were like,
I think they're still around, but not as much.
In a way, they're not though, because they've morphed into coffee shops.
Yeah.
Starbucks and all the other 100,000 coffee shops that have opened up and said, "Hey, wait a minute, we can charge.
We're missing out.
You sit with us and buy our coffee, and sit. We'll give you the table space and the internet. Take it. Have that." So now you don't, back then they used to charge you for internet.
Yeah.
And even some hotels, you still, when you book it at a hotel, they charge you for internet.
They do. And it's not good internet either.
It's not good. So we're getting used to this concept of I need free internet. I don't want to pay for internet.
Yeah.
Because in worst case, I can use my phone, put it on
hotspot.
Mobile hotspot, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
So in a way, I just need a desk.
Yeah.
So this was the cheapest way I could get access to a desk in an area I wanted to be in with a great view.
Yeah.
What better?
And at a reasonable cost.
Right. At incredibly reasonable cost. And I looked at 3 or 4 spaces. And,
you could scale up if you needed to, and it would probably be winnable.
And that's just it. If you need a little more, you can get a little more.
Yeah.
If you need a lot more, you can get a lot more, but pay for what you need a la carte, because it's not like food. You want to buy a la carte food, maybe you're not getting as good a deal. You'll pay more for the food.
That gets expensive.
Well, yes, but you know what? You're paying for what you need and what you're going to use.
Sure, yeah.
And when you don't use it, don't pay for it.
That's I think the biggest key here. You like I say, been in business for 20 plus years. You had monthly rent, and it was
and you get into a bigger place, like on some of these, it's not just year to year. They want you in for 5 years. They don't want to think about you for 5 years.
No, yeah.
So they'll lock in the price for your warehouse and they'll say, "Look, I'll see you in 5 years. Don't default."
Yeah.
Here's a lease. You're in for 5 years. That means your rent's not going to go up. Your lease payment's not going to go up. So great. But on their end of it, it's like, we don't want to look at you for 5 years.
Yeah, it's too much paperwork.
Too much. Yeah, we don't want to deal with that. So for the big spaces that are pumping out 10, 20, 50,000 square feet of space.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go through all that headache for a 1-year term.
Sure.
So anyways, this is kind of like what, one of the things that I've been doing. In the meantime, I'm going to, it's 7:40. give me like a couple more minutes. And then, the very last thing is, like, you can do this. You don't necessarily have to have that address as your office location.
Sure.
You can do something as simple as a post office box.
Sure.
And believe it or not, that's still a thing. Are we sharing again?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's a big thing with them, actually.
A post office box, and I went to the post office last week because I was doing I was sending something out, and I was asking him about PO boxes. And I said, "Well, can I do this online?" He says, "Yeah, go online too." I'm like, we always thought that with the world of email has been putting the post office out of business. Well, they pivoted a little bit, so now PO boxes are still a big deal. Now you can rent a post office box. You can they can email you, so you don't have to go there blindly and wonder. They can email you when you get a letter.
Nice.
When the box has mail in it.
Yeah, when there's something
they can email you, so you get a notification. Oh, come to your PO box and pick up your stuff.
Nice.
And so the process of going through a PO box, and I'm just going to do the quick search here. PO boxes send you to. They should have a better way of finding it. That's my only thing. I had to go through the help thing to find it. So reserve a new, and I think I did that. Let's jump ahead to this guy. Okay, so I pick one that's kind of close. And of course, pick which size box. If you've got very little mail, pick that. 3 months, $39 for a small box. Hey, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's like, that's what, $13 a month.
That's not bad.
$13 a month for a post office box. So you get an address. Okay.
Gives you guaranteed delivery.
And, if you're still working from home, or you want to try a co-working space at an eSpace, then, and I got to tell you, I got in at like $150 a month to have access to that place downtown.
Not bad.
Downside, I got to pay for parking.
Yeah.
But parking's not as bad,
Well, you have 24-hour access to that.
But building, I have 24-hour access to that. I can bring my clients in. I don't, and then everything's a la carte. If I need more space for more.
Downtown's not far from here. If you really wanted to,
you
could probably get you a scooter.
There's that. Now, it's also downtown, which means if you, from where I am, it wouldn't be effective, but anybody near like the light rail,
oh yeah,
that's near another thing, it drops you off like 4 or 5 blocks away from the light rail, so you could literally not drive downtown. You could just, for I think it's like $3, $4, whatever,
you probably get a pass trip too as well,
and you can use the light rail. So best thing to do, my thought were, if you just have to be there for a lengthy stay of time, then likely you want to ramp up get an office. Sometimes the full private office is a little more expensive, but sometimes it might include parking.
Yeah.
So you can just use it as you want, and you get parking's all inclusive. So it's not for me because I'm going in at a lower level, but I don't see myself going there more than maybe 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah, sure.
And if that ramps up, I'll ramp. If my needs ramp up, I'll ramp up my package with them.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about a la carte.
Nice.
I don't want to buy a meal and not like half of the side items that come with it. How often is that not,
true,
good for you? So buy what you need. And everything's flexible, which I thought. So yes, you can still get a PO box. Incredible. And you can go right online, pick your local post office box, order it, pay for it, and it's all there, and it's making it nice and sweet and easy.
I always see people going in and getting stuff from them.
Yeah.
So they're used.
Yeah. They're just, they're there. And I think even those are accessible 24/7. So you can be there after the post office.
Yeah, I think generally there's like a section you go into, and they like block off the section.
It's the only place that allows you access to the post office PO boxes. So, I thought that was really kind of interesting. And you can pull us off here. Let's go back. Boom. There we go. I jumped too fast. So I guess we're not going to have any phone calls. Who's coming in here? I can't really tell. Anyway, I haven't seen any comments, but
I was kind of hoping your brother hopped on tonight.
Yeah, he might be there. He might be one of those 3 watching. The 3 that I can see at least.
Can sign up for.
Oh, there's a comment.
What is that?
Oh, that's Maria.
Informed delivery at ups.com. Okay.
Informed delivery. Yes, we were talking about that. Yes, they can. You can get an email or a text message. I'm not sure exactly which one. Maybe both. Maybe either or. Yeah. But they can let you know. Yes.
Nice.
You know. Oh, and there's my brother.
There he is.
So anyway,
yeah, I got something to show you, Donald.
So let's jump off the eSpace. I'm gonna have more videos as we do more things with that and show you more options and have a little fun with that. So what is it now? I'm gonna stop talking. You go ahead.
I'm gonna share something here. Actually, give me 1 second.
Oh, geez.
And it's been a while, so.
I left my drink over there. You work on that. I'll be right back.
I won't be long. All right. There's no audio here. It's just a website. There's probably a video in here, but so this actually, tell me if you can see it. So
yeah, I'll get there. Hang on.
So lots going on in the crypto space.
Yeah,
and and this is stuff that I'm really getting interested in.
Decentralized reserve currency.
Decentralized reserve currency. I think this is where a lot of the
DSC
stuff is going to get interesting.
Okay.
So basically, and I'm going to try it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I think my Algorand, I'm going to convert it and purchase some Ohm token.
I think it's going to go up. You're going to lose money.
I think it will, but you're talking 4% interest. They're claiming astronomical APYs.
8,250. What is that? Current APY?
8,250. Now,
what is that now?
That is their APY, what they're claiming.
That's interest?
Yes. And they pay
8,000% interest?
Every 8 hours you get paid.
3 times a day.
3 times a day.
Okay.
So and it's you gotta like go through and read all the.
Is this something our friend Joe is probably into?
I don't know. I'd have to ask him because I know he's doing some staking.
Right.
And is
that what this is?
It's
staking?
It's very something similar. Basically, there's staking and there's bond buying. You can buy a bond, and you can be a staker.
Right.
And this is the big project that's been going on for a while. But what it is the Treasury backs all of the money that they're paying out, that they're paying the stakers, and the Treasury generally is always higher and growing on top of what they're staking out.
Okay.
And these are real values. I mean, these are pretty hefty numbers. So I'm very curious to see what it can do.
Okay.
The amount of coins I get weekly from all the other stuff I do.
Right. The mining.
I am going to take advantage of it and say, all right, well, let me put it somewhere and let me try some of these platforms out.
Donnie said he tried staking 4 months, never got anything.
Okay. Well, I will let you know how this one goes.
Okay.
And like I say, they're claiming they pay 3 times a day.
Right.
Every 8 hours.
Right.
I was liking the fact of getting paid every day, and I really like getting paid every 8 hours. So I'm going to try this one out. There's a couple other ones I'm looking at that I haven't really gotten too far into yet.
Okay.
This one, probably within the next week, I'll probably either convert and I'll be getting paid in the next couple of days from my server at home anyway. Okay. So between the two of them, I'll have enough coin to put in there to make it make sense. So it won't, it's probably nowhere near the value of the coin itself. But just like Algorand, I don't, I have very little in there, and
right.
It's paying, not as much as you're getting, obviously, because you have a bigger amount than I do. But I'm liking the looks of this, and I want to try it out.
So, yeah. Okay.
I'll call it just like when I bought Doge. I bought Doge on just on a whim. Planned on holding it. Planned on possibly losing it.
And when Shiba Inu came out and they made a similarity, a reference to Doge, to Shiba.
Yeah.
And it was so cheap. It was the really, 0.5 zeros and a number.
Yeah.
Kind of cheap. I had to do it.
Yeah.
I had to try it. And I did. And in the last, I think it was a month ago. And my money's already tripled.
Oh wow, nice.
Tripled.
Nice.
I think and it's not a ton of money, but when you look at the amount of coin, I got like 10 million coins.
Yeah, if it actually goes up, you're gonna have something to work with.
I don't know how many Doge you had when you were buying it dirt cheap, but
53,000 was, I think, the number where I stopped at.
Okay,
my friends.
So that would have been me getting into Doge maybe a year earlier.
Yeah,
or 3 years even earlier. So if I have to wait, it started out as a $20 investment.
Yeah,
and then I bumped it up a little bit, but
sure,
my investments, barely anything.
Yeah,
and all that's if that did what Doge did, which is hit. If it does what Doge does, okay.
Donnie sold his early.
He sold Shiba
like 2 weeks before it took off.
Oh, dude, get it back. It's still cheap enough. Get it back. Just go get it back.
I have not bought into that.
It's still cheap enough.
Just because I have so many things in the fryer. I really do. I like interest.
Yeah,
I do.
I
think interest.
That's why it shocks me you're selling Algorand if you sell.
Well, the difference between 4% interest and possibly, if they're anywhere even close to the number, they're
8,000%.
It's a crazy number. It really is.
Yeah. But that's like 80. Is that like 80 times the amount of interest that you?
Yeah. I'm going to try it.
I'm not working on what is this Evergrow? What is Evergrow?
I don't know.
You're going to make a search?
Yeah, right.
You want to tell us? You just want to tell us, or we're going to have to Google it?
You got a link?
Evergrow, yes. So
I have not heard of Evergrow.
It's been an interesting week in my portfolio this week.
Yeah.
3 of my big coins have all done very well.
Nice.
Algorand bumped up. It was floating in the $80s, and then it hit $2.
Yeah.
I think even a few days ago, it hit like $2.30, but it was like middle of the night or middle of the day. I was working or I was sleeping, either one.
Sure.
Hit $2.30, which was kind of that area, close to that area I was going to sell.
Good thing you were sleeping, right?
Yeah, good thing I probably wasn't. So, and now it's right at $1, kind of a stacking token.
Okay, I'll look into that one too.
Evergrow. Okay.
Because there's a lot of platforms I don't mind doing that with. If you put it over there and let it ride and it's working.
Right.
Let it go.
The other thing was Shiba. In the last couple of weeks, Shiba really, it just bumped up. And then another one was one of my sleeper coins, which was Decentraland.
Okay.
And that in the last 30 days, it was under $1. I think I might have bought Decentraland at like 50 cents.
Okay.
Didn't buy a ton of them, but bought a bunch. And then all of a sudden in the last week, it went up to almost $3.
Nice.
I mean, that's a massive, massive,
sure,
something to go from 50 cents or 70 cents, 80 cents, even $1 to $3.
Sure.
That's a massive, and it's still up.
Nice.
It settled a little bit, but it's still in the mid to high 250 and up.
Well, you should always be scared if they keep climbing and climbing, because then you're gonna go, I need to go ahead and buy in because they're climbing, and that's when it drops.
So what is still waiting on ADA?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about ADA.
Is that a coin?
Really yeah.
Okay. Never heard of it.
There's a lot of.
Is that on Coinbase or is that?
I believe so. Yes.
Is it cheap?
I don't know.
Because I just looked at Coinbase and all the coins they offer, and I usually start at the low end, like where Shiba is.
Yeah.
Right now, Shiba is the cheapest coin they offer on Coinbase.
Yeah.
And it looks like it'll be that way for a while.
Sure.
At least
because it's got a big gap between you.
Because it's so many decimal points over.
Well, and I think crypto's. That's Cardano.
ADA is Cardano. Well, Cardano took a dip. I noticed they were like almost $2 when they've been 240, 230.
Cardano's doing a lot of stuff, so they got a lot of partnerships and stuff they're starting to kick in, and I think that could really help Cardano. But
they took a big dip this past week.
Any and all of them are gonna.
But they've always been. you know, a real, you know, steady ups and downs. Mm-hmm. But when you all of a sudden go, you know, then I get a little nervous, you know. You know, I don't mind it when it goes crazy up and then it settles a little bit, you know, you lose a little. I don't mind that because that was, you know,
he bought it at $1, so he's probably doing good still.
But when it was $2.40, and growing, you know, now it's like, I don't know what it is currently right this moment.
Well, you know, you know, and I look at it.
You want to hop on Coinbase and share it?
I don't look at the growth per se. I look at what it does for me as it's growing.
Right. You tell me when. So you tell me what's up, and I'll take you off. Oh.
Yeah. Let me. I got it up over here.
I'll put it here.
Sure. And also, I've been hearing, and of course, a lot of it is. All right. I'm up.
All right. Oh, okay. You took it. So yours doesn't loop back. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe. Let me actually pull it up full screen because
I only look at it on my phone. I never look at it on here. But,
right.
So you probably better.
So I look at. I click on the word price because I mean Bitcoin's doing great. 64, 60, almost 65,000. It's doing pretty good. But then I click on price again, and
the lowest.
Yeah. Well, you hit it twice. So hit it one more time. Oh, you're there. Okay. So, and you got to hit tradable. Right now you're clicking all assets.
Where's tradable?
Above that, there's four word tabs.
Oh, tradable.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay. Click on tradable, or else you're going to see every coin on the planet. Now click price.
Hit price again. There we go.
And you'll see. Click it again.
There we go.
There it is. There's Shiba Inu. How many 0.0000? And I like that number.
I have seen this on many analysts here recently. They're talking about by the end of the year, Bitcoin should be at 98,000. That's what they're saying. And it's possible.
They can.
You know, it's
predictions. I watch the weather report every day. You know, and I get their predictions. Like that, though. They get their predictions. You know,
well, and they're basing it off of, you know, patterns. So
sure,
I mean, anything could happen.
Yeah, but why was nobody talking about Algorand? I've been talking about Algorand since I bought it, and I predicted a pattern.
Yeah,
and boom, there it is, and it's fulfilled my future prospects.
It was off a little bit in timing, but it made it there.
It made it there. It definitely hit it. It was at the very tail end, but it did hit that.
Sure.
So, I bought XYO. I think I put $20 on that one. I put $20 on Alchemy Pay. Both of those have tripled in value.
Nice.
You know, had I put 20,000 on it, I'd have been like tripled in value. You know, when I bought at 2 cents a coin.
Yeah.
You know, and you can buy a lot of coins. You can buy a few hundred coins, and that's where I'd rather be. I don't want to just buy one coin. See, that's why Bitcoin it's not sexy for me. You know, because if I really wanted to risk all my money you know, and put it all on one Bitcoin, what's the likelihood? I'm going to have to risk right now $65,000 for a prediction of 98,000 by the end of the year, which means what? I've made what, 30% markup?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of risk and money for something that may or may not. And that's not saying that you're going to hit it when it hits where it's going to do. And what it didn't do like this year, you know, it ramped up and it hit 60 grand earlier in the year, and then it bounced down to 28. You know, it lost half of its gas.
But it's broken through that level. So
it has.
And but that usually becomes a floor normally. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, that was very.
Remember, I'm interest based. I don't care if it goes to 90,000 because I'm not selling.
I understand that. You know,
that just means I get more interest.
Yeah, but the value of the coin when it drops, you're getting less interest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you're still.
Well, my interest would have built up by then, though, too.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. It's interest on, you know, if you spend 100,000, all of a sudden it's worth 50,000, then you're getting half the interest. You know, you're still getting interest. So I mean, that's common sense.
But I have an asset now that I can borrow off of, which is really what.
There you go.
That's my game in this, is building up these assets big enough,
right,
that I can borrow off on them with hopefully enough value in them,
right,
that I don't ever have to sell them based on that. So that's where I'm at.
It sounds fun. I just, again, I'd rather risk a couple $100 on Shiba Inu.
Oh yeah, sure.
And let it sit.
Sure.
Let it sit and see what happens.
Yeah.
Let it
That's
go
what I did
in
with those.
and let it go and propagate and go make other little Shibas. They all kind of go in there and do their thing and make more. And then what's my risk? And if they're comparing that to Doge, it's getting a lot of play right now.
Sure.
Shiba's like the new Doge.
Yeah.
And that's great because perception means people are looking at that, they're watching it, and then they're going, "Oh, I gotta get in, get in." And then you make it what?
I remember
you make it a buy. You make it a, the buyers want to get in, which makes it a seller's market, which means it makes it more valuable, and then they'll push the value up. So by doing this, you're directly interacting with the value.
Look at the volume on it. It's 5.6 billion.
Okay,
that's crazy.
That's great.
Market cap 30.4.
Funny thing is when you do the actual volume, and that, how many coins is that?
I mean, even know.
That's got to be trillions of coins.
Yeah,
at 0.000005. That's got to be trillions of coins. But if more people on the planet are going after and buying this coin, it's going to push the value up.
It will.
Because that's what really it does. Has no idea. It's not backing a company that does something stupid.
Up 11%. That's not bad.
I love that every day. Every decimal point, it moves.
Yeah,
I'm happy. I'll just kind of let it. I just not look. And the last time I didn't look for a couple weeks. And it tripled in size. I'm like, all right, that's a good place to be.
Sure.
And you could still right now go in and drop $100 on Shiba Inu
and get a ton,
and just park it there.
Oh, it's not even at a half penny yet. It's still above that.
Oh, it's nowhere near a half penny. It's 1,000th of a penny.
Yeah, it's still very small.
That's how you can get 1,000,000 coins for a very, for the price of a dinner.
Hear about that? I think I told you about this, but the guy had put like $8,000 down on Shiba Inu, and
I guess so. He
already did. I think split out into like 4 different wallets, a bunch of money, and I mean he had a ton of money out of it. Yeah, I mean
he cashed out.
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh,
but he did something with it. I didn't read the whole story.
I think that was a mistake because you're still at a.
He was already set at that point.
Yeah, but it sounds like it was for him. It was fun money.
I guess, yeah.
Can you imagine? You probably have
$8,000. Yeah,
you
had to have some money somewhere.
$8,000. Do the math now. $8,000 times 0.000005.
My head hurts.
Right, but $8,000, dollars.
Oh yeah.
Into that, and you're talking probably a
gazillion.
Probably 1 billion coins. He probably bought 1 billion coins with that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And then you sit there and you go, okay, if that hits 10 cents a coin, like
apparently it dropped when he sold.
Yeah, because he affected the market with that huge amount of numbers.
He was like the bank style, but so yeah, I mean.
So what's he saying? He's saying. I was talking about, he says 5 billion, and so it's probably $8,000 to 5 billion, which means $8,000. He got 5 billion coins.
Wow.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. I want to sit there and I want to watch that grow.
Because any kind of small change in numbers is going to go up by an extraordinary amount.
Well, like it says, every decimal point, you take that $8,000, add another 0 to it.
Yeah.
Likely it's going to be very similar to that. I did the math one time. Yes.
Oh, $8,000 to 5 billion.
Oh, $5 billion. I would have thought he would have gotten 5 billion coins for $8,000.
Well, I think with the 8,000,
I could sit here, get the calculator out, and and I'd put myself
5 billion. I don't know. I want to hold coins too, but I'd probably want to sell too.
He must have bought when there was a bunch of more.
Yeah, probably
a bunch of more zeros, but after that decimal point. So
sure.
But yeah, I mean, sounds like. See, that's just it. I could, I'm up to like 10 million coins.
Yeah.
If that ever hit what Doge hit.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Right now, Doge is 20 cents?
60 cents? Oh,
40 cents it hit?
Yeah, I think it went up to, I thought it went up to 60, didn't it?
Even if it hit 50 cents, if I hit 50 cents a coin, that's $5 million.
Wow. Yeah.
That's kind of,
Google it.
Google it. Yeah. Google. Yeah. The math is good for me.
Yeah, sure.
Granted, now when it hits, if all of a sudden my small little investment hits $5,000, I might go,
yeah, right.
Take it.
Yeah. Or at least something.
You and I had that same thing with your Doge sale. Did we have that conversation? Yes. And
I could have played that one better.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it,
I didn't absolutely have to do it, but I wanted it for
10 cents or 11 cents.
It was 11 cents.
11 cents you sold it, and it really only went up to like 30, 40 cents. Yeah. So
still, that would have been a nice
Would have been nice.
Would have been a nice number.
But I would love if mine ever got to a penny or 10 cents.
Yeah. You'd be loving life.
Yeah. I would sell fast.
Yeah,
I would have to sell fast.
I mean, you can at least,
or
cover a
80% of it.
Yeah, I mean, just
to risk the other 20% to see where that goes. Because if that doubles again, then that money is going to just be worth millions on top of that. So, but yeah.
So I'm liking what's going on with crypto right now. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of wheels in motion.
I talk to people like clients that I work with and other people that I'm around, and I ask them about it, and they look at it like, that's not real, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
Once your kids are old, chances are your kids are involved, so they're spending their inheritance, on something that you don't think is real. Well, guess what? Real or not,
I think it's real.
Well, it's as real as really anything. You buy a piece of stock, unless you really know,
buy your house.
You buy penny stocks, and unless you want to go to their business and go look and find out what they're doing and how they're doing it and all that.
Could be a box in the corner.
It could be a P.O. box in the corner, and somebody's just some guy's collecting. You just don't. You don't really know where sometimes where your money's going. Now you can put it on Disney.
Yeah, the
Disney
pictures
Tesla.
online may not be real. Even you just don't know.
Right. ADA cash. You get reflections. I'm not really.
That one I'm not even
reflections in ADA. I don't know.
I'm assuming that's rewards.
Rewards. Yeah. Okay. Well, guess what? It's after 8.
Wow.
It's 8:10.
So I'll let you guys know. I definitely am going to try to do that in the next week.
Right.
I'm going to put some money in it. I'm going to see what it does.
Right.
And prepared that if I lose a little bit, I lose a little bit. I'm going to try it though.
That's just it.
I think it's worth trying. I think it's a
and yet you still have yet to buy Shiba.
I know I did because I have my money everywhere else.
Fine $20, dude. Fine $20.
Well, what I could do is, I've had Tezos for a while, and Tezos is also in profit, so I could just convert it over.
That's what I did. Yeah. I took some of my coins were just non-performing.
It's not a sleeper. It's giving me its profit, so I can take the profit off the table now.
Right. But even I had some coins that were lost.
Yeah.
I still had $100 in that coin. I go, I'm going to move it over to this one.
It's not going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut your losses and move on.
Yeah. It's not really going to do. Yeah. I bought it at a nickel or a quarter, a dime, 50 cents, whatever. I think I'd rather convert it. Hey, yeah, Donnie, have a good night. I'll talk to you soon. But yeah, so I think, just go drop $20.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit more than that actually. So I'll probably do that.
Drop $100. That's probably a couple million coins.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be bad to sit, park on just pick a coin that isn't exciting anymore,
Yeah.
That's not really going to go all of a sudden because you bought it at whatever it's done its thing. But to have most of my coins now, I'm either in 400, 800 coins, 1,000 coins, and I got them cheap, like 2 cents a coin, and I got them cheap. And once you get to that number, then all of a sudden, hey, if that 2 cents turns into $1,
yeah.
Then that's some real return.
I've actually been building up all of different platforms right now, all of my interest-based accounts, and they're actually starting to kick. Like my Celsius account, it's like because I get paid weekly.
Yeah,
it's been going up $1 a week.
Dude,
so I'm happy.
Convert something.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna find something. I got coins.
Something.
I got coins
just
somewhere.
Get in even for $50. Convert something and get into it. Just to take one of those dead coins.
If Robinhood would get off their butt.
All right, that's enough of it. I don't want to talk about Robinhood. Okay, so that's it for tonight. We'll be back next week with more fun, more stuff to talk about and bitch about. And anyways, thanks for joining us. Again, if you like what you're seeing, and definitely we want you to contribute. And thanks to my brother and Maria.
Thanks for all the convo.
Yes, please like, follow, and share. This is how we roll.
Do it.
Yeah. And
can I use that?
I don't think so. I don't think that. Just don't sing it close to the actual song. All right. So that's it. We're going out. We're out of here. Good night, everyone.